Yo, what's up, YouTube? This is Talking Crazy 88, back again with another podcast for you. I am on my balcony. I'm just doing this YouTube live. I'm gonna do a segment on the Balcony Chronicles, where I'm just gonna go off the cuff and tell you what's on my mind. Talk about what's on my mind. It's a beautiful October evening. Normally it's 82. It's in the 80s. Normally it would be like 65 degrees. But hey, I'm enjoying every last bit of good weather we have in New York City until the old hawk is coming down in December. Or let me just go ahead and say what I need to say and get the fuck on, and get the fuck out of here. Wanted to talk about the Golden State Warriors declining the invitation to go to the White House this year because they didn't want to meet with dotard Trump. Like, all of these athletes not to show up, it showed black self-respect, which in a way it did. But here's the other side of that caveat. For years, the history of professional and college athletes. Come on, motherfucker. There we go. Now we're back. Well, anyway, what was I saying? I was saying that all these athletes, all the professional and college athletes that showed up at the White House over the years, they seem to be enthralled to be at the White House. They never really came with no agenda. It was really a dog and pony show, a photo op. They never really took it seriously until when President Trump was elected. So now all of a sudden they want to take it seriously. Because we got a white supremacist as a president. They don't want to show up and meet with a white supremacist, not knowing that the past presidents were white supremacists. They were holding up the ideology of white supremacy, and they had no interest in fixing the problems of police brutality and police misconduct, fixing our neighborhoods. You know, like, they love to talk about the black-on-black crime out in Chicago, which I don't really give a fuck. Maybe I should, because in Chicago, the so-called black-on-black crime was probably initiated by the Chicago Police Department. I think they have a hand in a lot of those murders, especially those the quote-unquote unsolved murders that they have. They like to blame it on the black youths that are in these gangs out in Chicago. I seriously believe the Chicago Police Department and the federal government is involved in all those murders, because they've been ongoing for years. But seems like everybody like to talk about black-on-black crime in Chicago, not knowing that in New Orleans they have a crime problem. In Los Angeles they had a gang problem, until they ran up all the black folks out of South Los Angeles, and there's nothing but these bean-eating wetbacks that took over. So, but all throughout the years, there has only been one athlete that actually came to the White House with a plan. in fixing the communities, especially the black community. And that was Craig Hodges. He showed up when the Bulls won the 1991 NBA championship over the Los Angeles Lakers. When I was growing up, crime was at a relatively high rate, especially in New York City. There was like 2,000 murders a year. You was always getting robbed. You was always getting held up in the city. It wasn't as gentrified as it is now. Now the Bronx is being gentrified. Not my area, but the South Bronx is being gentrified, where my parents lived, right around Crotona Park, the Morrisania section of the Bronx. That has been gentrified, and there you go. I got my. Oh yeah, I got a faithful listener to the Talking Crazy Network, live on YouTube. Who's joining me on the Balcony Chronicles. I see you. I see you as well, cousin. Yeah, Craig Hodges was the only athlete from the NBA that came to the White House with a plan. He also showed up in a dashiki and a Kofi hat. So he was real serious. And met with George H. Bush regarding what we can do to fix our communities. Nothing came about it because he didn't get the support of Magic Johnson or Michael Jordan, Michael Crash Jordan, who decided that he chose commerce over community. And that's what a lot of these athletes have done over the years when they met with the president in the White House. They didn't really take it seriously. Even last year, when the Cleveland Cavaliers showed up at the White House to meet with Barack Hussein Obama, it was just a dog and pony show. It was a show. They were taking selfies with the presidents. They wasn't serious. They were yuck, laughing it up. So now all of a sudden we got a white supremacist in office. Now you want to take it seriously. Now you don't want to meet with the guy. I admit that he's a tacky human being. President Trump, well, I don't even like to use that term, President Trump, please. Trump, Donald Trump. He's a tacky human being, but fuck him. I mean, all it is, that meeting at the White House with the professional team after you win the I'm getting a little tongue-tied, excuse me. But I got another listener that's seeing me. I see you too. Timmy J 299. Go ahead, Bella. Go ahead. All my relatives showing up on my who's listening to the Balcony Chronicles now. Don't tell anybody about this podcast now. Don't tell anybody. Oh my goodness. But it's mainly a networking event for the owners and the commissioners of these professional leagues. It's so they can get more money for funding for their overpriced stadiums. And so you can overpay for tickets, to overpay for the food concessions, and come out broker than you were before. It's a rich man. Professional sports is a rich man's league. So that's why the commissioner and the owner said, hey man, we got to go out there. Come on, what the fuck y'all doing? You're fucking up my money. That's pretty much what it is. That's what it's all about. It's all about networking with the higher ups. The athletes are just really the slaves that show up. so they can bring their slaves around and to show them off to the president. Look at these young bucks here. That's what President Reagan used to refer to some of these the black men as young bucks. These big black bucks. He was a white supremacist, but fuck him too. But a lot of the past presidents, at least they were a little bit sympathetic to black folks in this country. Not this asshole, Donald Trump. But amazingly, I did a podcast earlier, but I failed to remember. I was remiss in mentioning that Cam Newton, he got backlash from the white folks who was out in a white nigger outrage over his comments by saying that a female knew something about running routes. I did a podcast. I haven't posted it yet, but I failed to mention that. Keep in mind, we have in the office of the presidency a sexist, possibly a womanizer, who have no regards to women. I believe Betsy DeVos was the Secretary of Education that stripped away the Obama provisions regarding sexual assault on college campus. She actually repealed it. But none of y'all punk ass bitches out there who are so-called feminists, y'all not outraged about that. You outraged about a 27-year-old young man who made a flip comment to a white supremacist reporter who turned out to be a white supremacist anyway. So fuck her. But I believe now war has been declared, or if you don't know it by now, black men, you should know it now, that white folks, particularly white women, have declared war on you. Especially these feminazis running around here. The feminist movements, the feminazis, that's really, really to keep black men down. But she couldn't get her hustle on because it turned out she was outed as being a white supremacist anyway. So how could I take her seriously? How could I take y'all women seriously, the white women seriously, when y'all 53% of y'all elected Donald Trump in the office of presidency? 53%. 53% of the punk-ass white bitches out there who didn't vote for Hillary Clinton, but you decided to vote for this guy, this clown. I cannot take women seriously. I don't take white women seriously. So fuck all of y'all. And I think black men should have a hostile relationship with white women at this point. But since they want to take away this man's livelihood, we as black men should come together. Instead of fighting against black women, we should be fighting against these punk ass white bitches out here who want to try to put you in your place. You can't talk that way to Miss Daisy now. That's what they were saying. No, you can't talk that way to Miss Daisy. You can't call her a female, which she is a female. What the fuck is wrong with y'all motherfuckers out there? But it's frustrating. Even though he plays for the Carolina Panthers and I'm a Saints fan, I'm going to stick up for him. Fuck everybody else. Fuck white people. Fuck this white bitch. Fuck white supremacy. Black folks, we got to get on code now. We got to start looking out for some of our people, somebody that look like us, who are black just like us. We got to start looking out for each other, people. But like I said, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm not going to go in an hour. I don't want to bore all of y'all, so I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. I might do, depending on how successful the balcony chronicles are, I might do another one later on this weekend. But to sum it all up, I think that by the athletes not showing up at the White House it showed some sort of black self-respect, but at the same time, they're full of shit as well anyway. Because they wasn't woke before. They didn't have a plan. Only one athlete showed up with a plan to fixing the black community, and that was Craig Hodges, and he was blacklisted as well. You know, just keep right along with Colin Kaepernick, right along with Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who didn't stand for the flag, for the national anthem. He just started praying, which a lot of y'all full of shit anyway, because if it's an attack on by these athletes kneeling at games is an attack on veterans, but y'all don't give a fuck about veterans anyway, because I see a whole lot of homeless veterans walking around the city. I run into them. Some of them are on drugs. Some of them are just homeless. Some of them are out of their minds. Some of them, I've never seen any of y'all motherfuckers volunteer at a VA hospital to help these people. So what the fuck you mean these guys are attacking veterans? I bet you they do more for veterans than your white supremacist ass sitting on the couch drinking beer, watching these brothers beat the hell out of each other every Sunday. So you can go fuck yourselves. So anyway, let me go ahead and put this to a close. I got some things to do. This is Talking Crazy 88 signing off. And black folks, let's be careful out there, and let's take care of each other, people. Have a good night, gang. Talk to you soon.